So while you guys have talked about what you did this morning, I want you to come over and find a seat over in this area, but so that you can see this board. And I'm going to tell you what I did when I was gone on Monday. You may sit in that chair until I need it. Yes, you may. Okay, so on Monday, we all know I wasn't here. So you know what I did? I made a chocolate cake. I did. You all like chocolate cake?
Yeah. I love
the first thing that I did was I baked the cake.
Is that a brownie?
And then
No.
I mixed the ingredients together. And then next, I ate the cake. And then finally, I decorated the cake. What? You're asking what?
I don't get that.
Does that seem like the right order?
No.
No. So
You
we're
can eat it.
So what would you have done?
You can eat it.
You would have done these two.
Mix
Decorate.
it.
So first you would bake, and then you would mix, then you would decorate, then you would eat?
No.
No. What would you do?
Mix.
These two around?
Yeah.
So the first thing you would have done would have been to mix the cake, then bake the cake, then decorated the cake, and finally ate the cake?
Yeah.
Does that look about right?
Yeah.
Do you guys want to know what we're going to talk about today? We're going to talk about sequencing. And sequencing tells us the order that something takes place in.
I knew it.
So we are going to learn all about how important it is when we tell a story to get the order of events correct.
Did you actually do that?
I actually did make cake while I was gone.
Chocolate?
But I actually did it in this order. And they were chocolate cupcakes, not a whole cake.
Oh, I thought it was lava cake.
These actually, the cakes I made actually had a brownie top and then cupcake bottom. So it was kind of a fancy cupcake.
I love lava.
You love lava cakes? Oh, me too.
With whipped cream and
Now everybody, I want you to come so that I can sit in this chair and you can see me.
You're the silliest person I've
All right, thank you.
You're well.
Okay, so can anyone tell me, you guys all, while I was getting my technology set up, shared with one another some things you did this morning. Can anybody tell me in order the things you did before you came to school? Miss Zoe.
I woke up, got my clothes on, then got my shoes and went downstairs, ate breakfast, got my water ready and got my snack ready, and then I went upstairs, brushed my teeth, and then I was all done, so I just sat on the couch and watched TV.
Ooh, and I liked how you used words like then and next to tell that story because it helped me track the things you were doing in the order that you were doing. Miss, I saw your hand next. And if you don't want to tell about your morning, you could tell me what we've done so far today at school, if that's easier.
First we did algebra, and then we did math, and then we did math 1, and then math 2.
I love it. And now, finally, we are doing this shared reading time, right? Yes, and we're recording it. All right, and it's for my class. We will be doing counselor. And we're going to do one more. And Kieran was the third hand that I saw go up. So Kieran, would you like to share?
So this morning, I got dressed, and then I went upstairs, and then I brushed my teeth, and then I got
we all had really busy mornings, and it's really important that we remember the things that we do in the right order, because what if I brushed my teeth, then I got out of bed, and then I ate my breakfast, and next I drove to school, and finally I got dressed. Would that work very well? No, that wouldn't work very well.
School and you dress up at school.
I know, that would be silly, wouldn't it?
And you would not have any clothes with you.
That is correct.
So you'd be naked.
So, we are doing sequencing, and sequencing is the order of events. And then we have special words called sequencers. And those are the words we use to tell the order of events. Today we're going to use the words first,
Second. Second.
next,
Yeah.
then,
Last.
and we're going to use finally. You could also use the word last. That's the same definition as finally when we're using sequencers. And I'll put, right over here, I'll put the word last so that you know it could be either one of these words, right?
Last, the smallest one.
And we're going to practice retelling a story using sequencers. And we're going to make sure we get the story in the right order today. So let me give you an example of what we're going to do. How many people have read 5 Little Monkeys Jumping on the Bread? Or know this story?
That's an order.
It has a
Isn't it a song in that book? I watched it.
yes.
Isn't it a song in that book?
Yeah, there is a song that you can sing about this book, yes. And if you read it with the right cadence, it can be. All right, class. I'm going to, oh, class. Oh, class.
Oh.
I'm going to read this book, and I'm going to show you what I mean by sequencing. Miss Zoe, I can hear you, but can you hear me? Okay, now you can.
Did you know there's a special type of
You still could hear me over your own voice? So first, the monkeys get ready for bed. And Mom puts them to bed. Then, the monkeys jump on the bed. And they fall off the bed one by one. And they get hurt. And Mom calls the doctor to make sure that they're going to be just fine. Nope, I'm just going to retell the story quickly using the sequence.
You skipped the page.
I know, I'm skipping a lot of pages so that you can see that they're all falling off the bed one by one. Oh, man, Mom looks distressed and all of the monkeys are hurt. And they have fallen off the bed one by one. Here's that last one that's fallen off the bed.
And I can't read the whole text.
If we have time, I will read this story to you, but I am guessing we will run out of time by the time recess arrives. And then Mom says, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. After all 5 of them, she just yells that at them. Like, I'm tired of having to tell you this over and over. No more. So then the 5 little monkeys finally go to bed. Finally, it's Mom's turn to go to bed, and do you know what?
What?
She jumps on the bed. So,
And she does get hurt.
Mom didn't learn from her own mistakes. Okay, take these books and pass them back to your friends. Wyatt, could you take one back to Benaiah for me, please? And then you can grab yours. Take one back and pass it to your friends.
Benaiah.
All right. You got some more? All right. Be careful with Reed's head. All right. Does everybody have a book? If you do not have a book, raise your hand and Zoe or Kieran. All right. So the book that we are going to, the story we're going to read, everybody turn to page 70.
I'm already at the page.
9. Turn to page 79. Oh, Willow knew because we had told you we're going to be studying a musical day, and you guys listened to the story yesterday. Oh, all right. So, hey, class.
Yes.
Now is not a time for voices. Now is a time for turning pages. And now is the time for helping our neighbors read. 79. When you have gotten to this class.
Yes.
Class. When you have gotten to page 79, give me a thumbs up. This is the wrong reader. You are right. That says 1.6 and we need 1.2. That is no good. Mrs. Garland must have put that over there because she was looking at another story. Okay, the first thing, you guys listened to this story yesterday, but I am going to read the story for you really quickly.
That's not where it starts.
Page 79. It's called A Musical Day by Geraldine Nolan. Mom and Dad will go on a trip today. Our Aunt Viv will be with us. Tom and I are glad. We get a big hug from Aunt Viv. She is lots of fun. We clap, hop, and sing. Lynn and Meg get here. Now Aunt Viv has a plan. She has a big bag. A lot can fit in her bag. What is in it? Would you kids like to play music? Aunt Viv said. Yes, we yelled. Meg and I make guitars to pluck. Tom and Glenn make drums to tap. Tom, Glenn, Meg, and I are a band. It is fun to make music with Aunt Viv. All right, so that was our story. Now we're going to do something called choral reading. That is when we're going to all as a class be like a choir, a musical choir. And since this is a musical day, I thought it would be fun to read this like a choir would read it. So we're going to read it together. We're going to read it nice and slowly. I do not want anybody rushing ahead. I want you to stay on pace. If you do not know all the words, that is okay. You guys can follow along with your finger. And as you recognize a word, you can read that word. Most of these words are words that you guys have already practiced. They're CVC words. They have a closed vowel.
No, wait. We learned A.
That's right. Okay, so we're going to start. On the front cover, page 79. Everybody is on the page? Okay.
No, it's 78.
1, 2, 3. A musical day. Mom and Dad will go on a trip today. Our Aunt Viv will be with us. Tom and I are glad. You guys are doing great staying together. We get a big hug from Aunt Viv. She is lots of fun. We clap, hop, and sing. Glenn and Meg get here. Now Aunt Viv has a plan. She has a big bag. A lot can fit in her bag. What is in it? Keep going. You guys are doing great. Would you kids like to play music? Aunt Viv said. Yes, we yelled. Okay, try and stay on pace with us. Meg and I make guitars to pluck. Tom and Glenn make drums to tap. Tom, Glenn, Meg, and I are a band. It is fun to make music with Aunt Viv. The end.
First, the next class.
That's right. Only we've added an extra one today. So we're going to practice sequencing this story. So, yes.
Can we sing?
Can we sing it?
Can we sing it?
Well, how about we can pick one page to sing it. Let's sing It Is Fun to Make Music with Aunt Viv. Okay, Jake? That's a great idea. Since we're being quarreled.
What is that?
It's the very last page of the story.
I just got
It is page 93. And if you do not feel like singing it, do you have to? No. But if you want to try and sing it loud, sing it proud. Okay. Ready? So sing it however your heart feels because there is no beat for this page. So you guys make your beat in your head and we're going to make quite the band, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. It is fun to make music with Aunt Viv. Do you guys think I'm going to have a professional singing career?
No.
Probably not. All right. Everybody take their book and head back to their seat.
I slammed it.
I
know. Already at my
with you.
I slammed it.
You slammed it right and read it.
Maya.
I just picked I want you to give these red ones to the pink table. Can you go get these to the green table? Yes. You give
This one. I want to get
orange table.
Is this actually recording?
All right, have a seat, everybody. Everybody should have a piece of paper. It's coming around. And your piece of paper. Oh, fast. I'm going to have to try the 1, 2, 3. Eyes on me.
Eyes on you.
Oh, I like that chanting. It works very well for me. I was a cheerleader in high school. It makes me feel happy and happy. All right. So every table should have a piece of paper that looks like this. I could. And you guys should have strips of paper that look like this. All these strips of paper are a little bit of the story. They say things like, Aunt Viv comes to stay.
And this comes
They dance and sing.
This was next. Oh no, that's not.
They make a band. And Mom and Dad go on a trip.
That's mine. That's not mine.
So as a table, Aunt Viv.
Probably every yellow.
So on your table, you're going to work together as a table to put these in order. I want you to lay your paper on the table. And then I want you to put them in order. Willow, can you tell me what the directions are? Oh, class, I have not told you to start. I have not asked you to start. Pink table, I have not asked you to stop. Willow's going to tell us what you're supposed to do. Because I don't think very many of you are actually listening to my directions.
Yes, supposed to read yours. Your shoulder panel or your partner and tell them what your sentence.
That's right. You're going to read your sentence. And then you're going to solve the puzzle. Which of those things in our story came first? Which of those things in our story came next? Then what happened? And finally, what was the last thing to take place? When your table has completed the puzzle, I want you to sit there quietly because we got other groups working. I see the pink table is still working ahead and we haven't turned that over yet. So if you guys could stop and listen, that'd be great. When you guys are all done putting it in order, sit there with your thumbs up and your mouths quiet so that your friends can work.
Okay.
Here's your guys' paper.
What's this one say? Is that Oh, you're first. So that's first.
There is one missing. Can everybody look in their book?
And then who's next? Who's next? Okay, this is the kids.
Oh, you found it. Okay, we have 2 tables that are done. Great. Great work. Keep going for the rest of you.
How do we read that? What does it say? What does it say, buddy? And Viv has a fun surprise. That would be.
I appreciate that those tables with their thumbs up are working great. You guys with your thumbs up, okay. It looks like all of our tables are done. So we're going to do this together and see if we did it in the right order. Don't change your paper. Just keep looking at your paper, and I'm going to call on tables to answer the order. Pink table. What do you guys have as the first thing that happened in our story?
Mom and Dad are going on a trip.
You guys have Mom and Dad are going on a trip? Give me a thumbs up if your table agrees. Give me a thumbs down if you disagree. All right, I see all thumbs up. So Mom and Dad are going on a trip. That was the first thing that happened in our story. What came next in the story? I would like to hear from the green table.
And then comes to
So
that's mine.
all right, so the green table tells us that Aunt Viv comes to say. That's what happened next.
The kids are black.
Everybody give a thumbs up if you agree. If your table put something else, give me a thumbs down. All right, I see all thumbs up. So we have first, Mom and Dad are going on a trip. Next, Aunt Viv comes to stay. Then what happens, orange table? Aunt Viv has a fun surprise. All right. Does everybody agree that Aunt Viv has a fun surprise?
Yeah.
And who remembers what that fun surprise is? Music. All right. Orange table. So Aunt Viv has a fun surprise, and it is to make music. So the kids are going to dance and sing.
And then we all know the
Did I get this right? Or do you think they are going to make a band?
They're gonna make a band.
They're going to make a band because the surprise is music.
They first need to make a band, and then they.
And finally they'll sing and dance. But let's see what the blue table says the last thing was that they did. What did you have as finally? Well, you guys told me and if having a fun surprise was then. You gave me a thumbs up. Did you switch things around when my things were different? I think you may have.
No, we were down here.
All right.
We got all of our. The first was correct. Dance, make it grand. The dance and sing. We don't have.
Okay, so
We not have we don't.
I know I didn't have one of yours, and that's okay because do we have to all say the same facts from the story? No.
Keep the word saying that.
That's right. And our friend Jay, our
Got them all.
I know mine did. I didn't have this one, so we skipped to these two as my two on my board. All right. So the last thing they said they sung and danced. Who agrees that the last thing they did in the story was sing and dance? Finally, they got to sing and dance. Thumbs up if you agree. So later today, we are going to have the opportunity to retell the story. Something. Oh yes. Recess is in about 10 minutes.
How many seconds was that?
Okay. Thank you. Recess in 10 minutes would make 600 seconds. All right. So class, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're going to do this afternoon. And then we'll talk about it again when it comes to afternoon time. Today, you're going to make a book. Your book is called an accordion book.
Yeah, that.
You're going to have a front cover. You're going to tell the story. And at the end.
I saw her.
So, when we retell this story, you're going to retell a musical day. What resources in the classroom would we have to retell our story? Benaya, do you know one?
No, just, are we supposed to make our own story?
No, you're going to retell this exact story. And we have just practiced that, so that should help when it comes time. Yes. All right. So when we retell a story, what's really important about retelling a story? What did we learn today? You're right. Sequences. Yes. We'll talk about that. All right. I do not know, and I'm not going to calculate math right now. Y and F. Do you know what's really important when we retell a story?
That you do the order right.
That you do the order right. You can tell me what that word is for putting the order of events correct. Zoe? Willow and Remy, are you listening to Zoe? Benaya and Mila, are you listening to Zoe? No. Oh. Zoe, do you know what that word is that we use? It's a big, long word. That means putting the words in the right order. It's also a fancy thing that we do to our shirts, like your shirt has it on it. This one. Sequencing. Sequencing. We can do it to our shirts, or we can do it through the order of events when we retell a story. And does anybody know what these words are called? Sequencers. You put it. And why do we use those kinds of words?
Because it's first, second, third.
Yeah, and that helps who to understand your story?
The people.
The audience.
The audience.
The audience to understand the story. So you'll get a chance to retell a musical day. Do you want me to tell you why I had different ones up here than you had?
No.
Okay, so it wasn't to confuse you, which it did confuse everybody a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But it was to show you that my order doesn't have to have the exact same words as Layla's order. She could use different words than I use, as long as we put the order of events in the right order. Does she have to go all the way down to a band? No. She could come up with 4 things before they make the band from the story. It's just important that she gets those 4 things in the right order and does sequencing. Can everybody say sequencing?
Sequencing.
Can everybody say sequencing is?
Sequencing is.
Sequencing is putting events in the right order.
Sequencing is putting events in the right order.
Can everybody say sequencers?
Sequencers.
Can everybody say words that tell us the order?
Words that tell us the order.
And the words we're going to use today are first,
First.
next,
Next.
then,
Then.
finally.
Finally.
If you would prefer to write the word last, you don't have to write the word finally. You could write the word last instead. But today when we make our books, you're going to make sure you have first, next, then, and finally. You're going to make sure that the way you retell the story is in the right order. It doesn't matter if Sophia and Jacob W. have the same events. It just matters that they put them in the right order. And we are going to do that during our when reading time. We're going to do this activity during that time this afternoon. We will get together and we will review this one more time before we start the activity. And we will have some things up on the board to help you with that activity. But today we're going to practice sequencing. All right. So everybody close their book. Their journeys book. Some people have their journeys books open. Maybe they were using it to help with our project. And everybody that has one of these on their desk, can you put the strips together? And if you have the strips put together in one pile, can you bring them over here? And everybody with the green dot, can you bring me the white paper?
Wait, what?
You have the green dot, bring me the white paper. You guys can put those right here.
I know. What about
Okay. I'm still looking for one more piece of paper that a green dot needs to bring to me.
What do we do?
Those go right over there on that table. Thank you. All right. And we have about 5 more minutes before we go to recess.
How many seconds?
And so 5 times 60, give me a second, is 300 seconds. All right. 300 seconds.
No, what does that mean?
That means you got 300 seconds until recess. So first, I did the math problem. Then you guys acted surprised. Next, I confirmed that I did the math correctly. And finally, we said that it was going to be a long time till recess, right?
So now we get to read the book.
So now, if you guys did such a good job working really hard, if you would like me,
Wait, can we do extra recess?
that is not today, but you did earn that from Apex. So if you would like to come on over to the area over here, I will read you 5 Little Monkeys Jumping on a Bed.
I'm staying.
Beside you. Miss Hazel, you are towards the front, so you either need to sit in your chair over there or on the ground. Same with you, Reed. You can either sit in your chair or stay on the ground. Class, please come find a spot on the floor. On your pockets, down in front, on your pockets. if you need a chair, you need to be along this edge like Zoe and Hazel and Gage have done along the edge. All right. It was bedtime, so 5 little monkeys took a bath. 5 little monkeys put on their pajamas. 5 little monkeys brushed their teeth. 5 little monkeys said goodnight to their mama. Then, there's our signal word, then 5 little monkeys jumped on the bed. One fell off and bumped its head. The mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. So 4 little monkeys jumped on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Then mama called the doctor. The doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. So 3 little monkeys jumped on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. The mama called the doctor. The doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. I bet that doctor's getting a little tired of these phone calls tonight. So 2 little monkeys jumped on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. The mama called the doctor. The doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. You guys got the idea. So 1 little monkey jumped on the bed. She fell off and bumped her head. The mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. Well, you guys know, the doctor at this point is angry.
No,
right?
actually, no,
She's tired of that answer.
yeah, like she is like her head is so hurting,
Right,
and she needs a stat.
right. The doctor's head is hurting.
He lost his tooth.
Yeah, so 5 little monkeys fell asleep, and look, all of their heads had to get bandaged.
Oh, but there's ice packs.
Yep, an ice pack here. We got ice pack under the bandage here. Oh, these guys look like they're magic.
They had to wrap
Thank
their arms.
goodness, said Mama, because they're finally in bed.
And you know what? Bam, down, Mama.
Now I can go to bed.
Now I.
How many of your parents actually jump on the bed? Do you think they jump on the bed when you guys go to sleep? Yeah.
I can hear it.
They jump on your bed?
I can hear them.
You can hear them jumping on the bed?
More than
Oh my goodness.
I hear them jumping on their bed.
How many of you guys jump on beds?
Down to 1.
Have any of you ever fell off the bed?
No, I do not. Oh! I always fall off the bed.
Oh no.
I'm talking in the bathroom. I remember once on the street. I fell off the bed like 12
Oh
times.
my goodness. So, my daughter has a loft bed. Her bed is kind of like a bunk bed, but there's not 2 beds, it's just a loft. And she loves to jump on beds. And she likes to do flips off of that loft bed. And someday I'm going to have to go in there and say, no more jumping on that bed. The doctor said you're going to bump your head.
No, you say no more monkeys.
No more monkeys jumping on the bed.
Really?
Okay. All right. Me.
Like on a book, can we do our iPad too?
Today we're just going to do this one because we did listening and some different things yesterday on our iPad. So today we're just going to do our book class. That's a good question. All right, so I bet you're going to want to know what your writing has to be like. So why don't you turn, you can either turn your whole body or your eyes to Mrs. Gardner because she's just going to be right there. She'll tell you exactly what she wants you to do, and then we'll get started, okay?
Okay, so everybody is going to get one of these books. They're called an accordion book. Did you guys know that accordions are a type of instrument?
Yeah.
And we are going to be writing about musical instruments and a musical day. So, we're going to use these accordion books. This is your front cover. It says A Musical Day. And then it says the author's name, which is Geraldine Nolan. And then you're going to put your name here because you're retelling the story. Retold by Mrs. Garton. You will draw a front cover. Then you're going to tell me what happened first, next, then, and finally in the story. Those words are written up on the board. I have brought back the game that we played, and every desk has those at them. You also have the strips of paper we used to retell the story. Up here, I'll move these pieces back there, so if you want to retell it a little different, you can. Another resource that you guys could use to help you retell the story if you don't want to use those words, go grab your book off the shelf and look at the story again and write your own retelling. But the most important things that you do for this book is use a sequencer word, first, next, then, and finally on each of these pages. And tell me in order what happened in the story, and then draw me a picture. So what resources do you have available to help you remember? Benaya.
The game.
The game, and those are on the desk. Every table's got one of those, so you guys can use it. The game we played earlier with these strips of paper and a little game board. Yes.
Could you like say the whole thing like
Yes.
first and then copy this
Yep.
and then you will say next.
So what we'll ask, could I just write the word first and then write the sentence? Yes, you could. That is one thing you could do.
And boys and girls, there's one sentence on each page. Just one sentence, right?
Yep. One
So-
sentence.
If you're gonna use that and it says mom and dad are going on a trip, you could use your word first and then say first, mom and dad are going on a trip. And that would be page 1. Okay?
And then you
Gentlemen,
will
to
do
go.
that exactly like
Mrs.
page
Audrey.
2, just say next.
Yes.
Next to Edward.
Yes.
All right. And then another resource that you will have will be the backboard. It will have the ones Mrs. Garton used, which are a little bit different. And what's a third resource you could use to help you retell the story? Your own by using the book, or if you remember the story really well, you could do it from your memory. So you need to have a sequencer on every page. You need to sequence the story in the correct order, and you need to have an illustration. And I know that this is going to come up as a question. Can we use our markers?
No.
And is today Marker Friday?
No.
And have we already gotten to use our markers once today?
Yes.
So I think we're going to use our crowns for this.
We have to use clear ones.
Yes, it does. So we are going to use our crowns, so we don't have to ask that question. It's already been asked. Does anybody have a question? Benaya, what's your question?
Get a paper.
You will get to bring them home, not today unless I can look at them while you guys are gone to specials. But if I get them done today, while you are gone at specials, you can take them home today. Otherwise, it will be tomorrow and I'll look at them tonight. Great question, Benaya. Does anybody else have a question about this? All right, everybody head to your seat. I'll bring one around. Yes, Riaz, you may go. And then you're going to start with this. You're going to start with the writing. Then you're going to illustrate. Then you will do your SCR. And then last, you'll get your book box and read.